Hello everyone, this is Oji-san. For today's video, it's a Queensland Special edition. I'm going to tell you what your life is going to be as a Queenslander after 80% of Queensland residents over 16 years of age are fully vaccinated. Let's face it, Queensland government has decided to make its own rule that is different to the federal government. Well, I'm not saying what Queensland government does is wrong. In fact, as a Queenslander, I'm feeling very safe here. After hitting 80% of vaccination rate in Queensland, your life is somewhat going to be as free as pre-pandemic. But there's a catch. Of course, you all know what it is. You need to be fully vaccinated. If you don't, well, you are choosing a very different lifestyle as most other people. You will be restricted from entering various places like hospitality venues, live music concerts, festivals, Queensland government's stadium, galleries, museums, and even libraries. And more to that, if you are not vaccinated, you will also be banned from aged care centers, prisons, disability services, and hospital, unless you are under an emergency, such as you are going to have a baby or in a life or death situation. But you know, as long as you get 2 shots, there won't be any restriction to you at all. Well, how to prove that you are fully vaccinated? It's very simple. From 17th November, Queensland Check-in app will enable you to show your vaccination certificate. At that time, no matter where you go, just show your certificate. That's it. Easy and simple. But remember, if you are aggressive to the staff member of the venue you are entering, they are told they can call the police and you might be arrested. If you haven't completed vaccination by then, you can only attend a wedding with a maximum of 20 people, do some essential shopping, and use public transport. This kind of restriction has to be in place in order to encourage more and more people to complete their vaccination. Queensland Governor also said, the state will reach 80% fully vaccination rate on or before 17th of December. Yay! Okay, now, I know what you are thinking. What about Queensland's border? Well, domestic and international borders are slightly different, so pay attention to this. When the vaccination rate reached 80%, and if you are entering Queensland from interstate and haven't been in declared hotspot in the past 14 days, there will be no quarantine required. If you have been in a hotspot area in the past 14 days, you still can come back to Queensland. But what will happen next would really depend on your vaccination record and test result. You can go anywhere you want if you are fully vaccinated and you have a negative test result within the past 72 hours. But if you can't meet these requirements, then you will be forced to do a hotel quarantine. Next, to international travel. If you are an Australian citizen or a permanent resident and you are fully vaccinated and test negative, then you can return to Queensland from overseas. What you need to do is home quarantine. If you can't meet these requirements, then I'm sorry, you must do a hotel quarantine, and there might be a number cap. If you come from a safe travel zone, for example, New Zealand, then there is no quarantine applied. If you transit through another state in Australia to Queensland, and if you have done your quarantine in other states, then you don't need to do quarantine. Otherwise, you have to do home quarantine. That means Queensland Border's entry checkpoint will stay in place before vaccination rate reached 90%. Queensland government expected to have the vaccination rate reached to 90% sometime in early January next year. By the time, if you are fully vaccinated, congratulations, you can roam freely in Queensland. If you are unvaccinated, the restriction may be in place until 2023. I hope the information is useful for you. If you have any doubt or question, leave your message below. Alrighty then, I'm Aussie-san. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell. I'll see you next time.